What a game by Juuse. What can you say? They had no chance to win this game without him. Parsonen? Oh yeah, I would certainly say he should stick around a while. No, silly, I'm talking about Juuse Saros. And yeah, Jusso gave this team the boost they needed early. He should stick around with the team a while. Saros? Of course he should. He is their #1 netminder after all. Oh my god. Not Juuse. I'm talking about the kid they just called up from Milwaukee. Don't blame me. How am I supposed to know this isn't a remake sketch of Who's on First, What's on Second? Everybody's hands go up, way up, as the Nashville Predators defeat the New York Rangers by a score of 2-1 Saturday night inside Bridgestone Arena. They didn't make it easy on themselves in large portions of the game tonight, but they came home from a long road trip and got a big 2 points as this team tries to prove me wrong that maybe, just maybe, they'll squeak into the playoffs after all. As I've expressed leading up to this game, just to give you an idea of what the November looks like for the Preds, they came home from their long road trip and now start a 5-game homestand, playing 8 of their next 9 games inside Bridgestone Arena for the month of November. I didn't have a lot of confidence coming into this game. It is also the New York Rangers' Father's Day trip, and players want to play inspired for mom or dad, whichever parent comes on a trip with them. And it is infinite wisdom to treat lineup management like it's a 3-ring circus. For some reason, Coach John Hines puts $20 million on a third line for this game, with Duchesne, Johansson, and Niederreiter all playing together, so it did instill a lot of confidence in me in this game. But the Preds, in their infinite wisdom, found it within themselves to call up Jusso Parsonen from Milwaukee, their prospect draft pick from the late 2010s, and they put him as a #1 center between Forsberg and Granlund, letting Granlund play less stressful by playing the wing, seeing if that might help him out and essentially help the Preds find more scoring. Jusso was drafted with the Preds' last draft pick of the 2019 NHL draft, 7 picks from the end. This Nashville Predators franchise, to their credit, does have a knack for picking players late that do make the team and do stick around a while. There's Carlos Scratons, there's Martin Erat, there's Patrick Hornquist. Oh, and there's a certain goalie named Pekka Rinne. Maybe you've heard of him. Preds do get a power play early with the energy that they're creating, but lo and behold, nope, just a waste of 2 minutes when they could be using it for scoring, and they get nothing on it. But never you fret, Preds fans, because just before the 5-minute mark of the first period, Jusso Parsonen comes down the right wing board. He gets Rangers forward Alexis Lafreniere, who, yes, I had hoped maybe would have dressed for the Preds if he had been drafted by him. But nevertheless, this is about Jusso. He gets past Lafreniere. He gets Trouba of the Rangers to fall and miss him as he turns around, takes a shot that Yaroslav Halak for the Rangers can't get, beats him stick side. It's in. 1-0 Preds. Jusso Parsonen gives the Preds the lead, gets his first goal in his first NHL game on his first shot on net. The Preds, through the first 10 minutes of the first, seem a lot more settled down. That goal by the rookie, plus Juuse Saros' net minding being a lot more solid, not letting the first shot on net go by him like he did against the Canucks on a road trip and against Seattle, seems to have tempered him. Yes, the Rangers out shooting the Preds by a total of 8-2 halfway through the first period, but it's nothing sustainable and consistent. So it's not really scaring the fans or Saros or the Preds roster in the present moment. Preds do have some things to work on, as I will mention in a summary, as they do take 2 unnecessary penalties in that first period, but they're able to kill them both off and maintain their 1-0 lead after the first period. As the second period begins, thanks to Bally Sports for this stat, that Jusso Parsonen is the first Preds player to wear the number 75 and score a goal. He's not the first one to ever wear that number for the team. That honor belongs to Preds radio color guy Hal Gill. As the second period begins, I braced my heart and my gray hairs for potentially a meltdown second period. You can't blame me. We've seen the Preds do it plenty of times in the first period this season. We just saw them do it in the second period in Thursday's game in Denver. So anything is possible in any game this season until this team consistently shows me they clean up their act. And part of me, as I brace myself for a heart attack and more stress, as the Rangers get a power play with Matthias Ekholm getting called for holding Mika Zibanejad, as Zibanejad did cheat with the classic chicken wing move, but maybe that's karma because the Rangers are unable to tie the game there. And to add on to Parssinen scoring in the first period, talk about recent call-ups for the Admirals contributing to the parent club. Just about 9 minutes into the second period, the Preds whiff a rush into the Rangers zone that Vincent Trocheck gets control of and looks to clear, but it's a lazy half-ass clear, and it's picked up by Preds captain Roman Josi, who comes in and spots a wide open Mark Janikowski out front in front of Halleck, untouched, and he bangs home his first home goal as a Pred, and the Preds have a 2-0 lead. And as I mentioned in the moment with the goal just now, I knew it was his second since being called up from Milwaukee. And I said that out loud when correcting Willie, that said on the Bally Sports broadcast that it was his first. And luckily, Willie maybe telepathically heard me and corrected himself. Rangers' best chance just after that to try and get back into this game is when they had Saros down and out on his stomach, his pads flailing away up in the air, and Trocheck knocks it out of his own net from going in. The Preds escaped that one. But just over 8 minutes left to go in the second period, the Rangers do get one back as Adam Fox sets up Hedl, and the Rangers have cut the Preds lead to 2-1. Can I say this again, Preds? These are little ticky-tacky mistakes you're making. And in this instance, it was Michael McCarron who was facing his net instead of looking outwards. You're not going to do any good watching the puck if you're standing right in front of Saros. Watch who the puck can be passed to. And that's where Hedl was. But your back was to him. So, of course, you're not going to stop him, McCarron. Keep your back to the goalie. Don't get into bad habits of chasing the puck because that wasn't your job and you're standing right in front of the net. This is soon followed up by a fight between Lindgren of the Rangers and Jeremy Lauzon, who get into a scrap after Johansson refused to go with Lindgren. Later, during a stoppage in play in the second period, with some high energy that was being exchanged between the Preds and the Rangers, Bally Sports Preds broadcaster Willie Donick asked out loud to his audience, where would you rather be on a Saturday night but at Bridgestone watching a Preds game? It's like, I'm thinking out loud, really, Willie? Really? Considering the fact that I do this as a hobby to see if I can get good at it, covering Preds games with my fan reaction videos, if I was just an ordinary Smo who loves sports and lived in Nashville, I'd rather be at the Opry, considering that this team hasn't been playing up to its potential right now. But we'll see if that changes. At least at the Opry right now, you get a much more consistent effort than whatever they're showing out at 501 Broadway. Late in the second period, Nino Niederreiter with a great back check that prevents a breakaway chance for the Rangers to tie this game back up. And the second period winds down, and the Preds maintain their 2-1 lead. Preds with their first second intermission lead in a game since a week ago Thursday in Calgary. Preds not trending in the right direction heading into the third period, being outshot 11-4 in the first period, 16-7 in the second period. Definitely something you're going to want to work on before Tuesday night's game. Early in the third period, Preds quite content to just play at the tempo the Rangers are allowing them to. Rangers not generating much in chances. Preds not generating much either, but hey, they're maintaining their 2-1 lead. The Preds trying to go for only their second home win in North America, home win inside Bridgestone Arena of the season, and prevent their third meltdown of having a lead of the season. It seems like the longest third period ever for any Preds fan this season, nervous that they're going to blow another lead as this game drains on and on and on. Both teams only able to manage 8 shots in that third period apiece. Close call with about 7 minutes left to go in the third period as Vincent Trocheck gets it to Trouba, gets it to Gauthier, but he puts it wide and the Preds maintain their lead. Just over 6 minutes left to go. Preds fans are really going to clench their butts now because not only do Tanner Jeannot and Ryan Reeves get into a fisticuff and both of them get sent off, Rangers quite content, I am sure, to lose Tanner Jeannot off of the ice while they sacrifice Ryan Reeves to the penalty box. Well, Jeremy Liaison takes a high sticking call, double minor, mind you, against Sammy Blais, really putting the Preds in a bit of a predicament as they try to kill off a 4-minute power play. During that 4-minute kill, impressively, Michael McCarron gets the greatest chance to put this game away, but he's stopped by Halak. With just under 3 minutes left to go in regulation, about 30 seconds left in the double minor, Rangers pull Halak as they feverishly try to tie this game. Preds hanging on to this 1-goal lead by the skin of their teeth, perhaps their biggest penalty kill 15 games into this season. They can't get fresh legs until the Preds penalty is over. Jeremy Liaison comes back out of the penalty box and he get a stop. Preds get a close call and get an icing call of about 37 seconds left to go in the third period. Preds get one final clear. The officials have to huddle and review for how much time they're going to give the Rangers for one final chance for an offensive zone faceoff in the Preds zone to try and tie this game. At first, it appears like it's going to be 0.6 of a second, which, if it had been that, it would have been reasonable, but then they review and it's only 0.1 of a second. And yeah, I could kind of see why Gerald Gallant would be annoyed of that, and I'm annoyed with that as a Pred because really, who's going to tie a game or win a game if it was tied with 0.1 seconds left in a game? The puck is dropped, the horn sounds, this game is over. Preds win their 6th game of the season by a final score of 2-1. Well, as the Preds try to figure out how to string more than 2 wins consecutively together, at least they're not compiling more than 2 losses consecutively in a row as they stop their 2-game losing streak. Solid debut for the Preds by Milwaukee call-up Jusso Parssinen, and even though he didn't score again or get on the score sheet after getting the first goal of the game, he was a solid forechecker, bringing energy wherever he could throughout the rest of his time on ice in this game. Jusso and UC, the 2 main reasons why the Preds won this game. I really would have loved for Saros to finally get a shutout out under his belt this season, but you know he's getting close to finally getting one. More of that, Jusso, please. And by the way, Jean, if you're trying to find a plug that will be consistently in your top 6, I think you found it in Parssinen. Keep him in the top 6 and don't yank him up and down this roster. Got massively outshot in this game. You got to work on that before you play Minnesota on Tuesday in practice. You lost more faceoffs than you won. That's not traditional classic Preds hockey. And though, yes, you didn't allow a power play goal, you went over on the power play yourself. So fix that, especially since 2 of your next 4 games are against Central Division rivals. Those are what we call 4-point games, so they're going to be key for the rest of the season. Much like in any sport, if you want the chance to play in the 2nd season, you need those key division wins. So that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. As always, click a like if you liked this video. Click subscribe if you really liked it. You can find my social media as always by clicking on the channel name. Tell all your friends about Redemption. Playing the kids. What a concept. Maybe do it more often, Heinz.